Right, so I've probably got a lot more important things to be doing, and in truth, I actually do, but fuck me am I talking about this. So Shane Dawson, who's heard of him? Well, unfortunately, I have. So let me get straight into it. Shane Dawson, a guy with no content apart from trying to leech off drama. A guy who seems to have the face where he's looking to hide some dark secret about having a criminal record, and a guy who clearly is now trying to exploit Jake Paul's name for views. Now, don't get me wrong, as much as I'm a bit of a casual fan of both of the Paul brothers, and I have no shame admitting that, no, you're a bit of a moron. So enough with trying to roast the fucker, because I really can't be asked to put any effort into it, but there is the one considerable problem with your little strategy of hoping to cause Jake some problems. So I'm going to discuss my feelings on this documentary, basically just first impressions, completely biased ones. But also, I feel like I should make the point of these are my opinions, and this is what I'm going to say about them. So, let's get into it. Shane Dawson is probably a guy who claims to make conspiracy theories, and looks the most uninterested content creator in every fucking thing he's doing. Now, bearing in mind this is probably only for conventions, and fine, sure, whatever, but I don't particularly care about that. What I care about is that this is a guy who seems to try way too hard with some of the stuff he does. Now, that wouldn't really be so much of a problem if the guy weren't such a beg for attention. Now, the reason he's making this Jake Paul quote-unquote documentary is to beg for attention because he has no other, original content to make. And quite clearly, a lot of people have gone ahead and dissed it, so I'm pretty much adding fuel to the fire, but I don't really care anything about this guy or anything he's trying to do. You have no content, you're an unoriginal shitbag, and no one really finds you to be that interesting anyway. The only reason you've got an audience is because you somehow must have a conspiracy theory, and it's honestly of no surprise to me that you've got no possible friends in your life. So, why the fuck are we here? Well, because Shane Dawson recently decided to release a documentary, pretty much straight up accusing Jake Paul of being a sociopath. Which, one, is a very serious allegation, so what the fuck are you doing, you twat? And two, because he is quite clearly so desperate for views, he has not said these are just allegations anywhere. Now, I'm only going off the clips I've seen, thanks to Drama Alert showing some clips, and True Geordie showing a couple of others, which to me looks like the most uninspired and unoriginal documentary ever made possible by a YouTuber. Now, I know this sounds harsh, but I really couldn't care less. In fact, if anything, I've got this very uncomfortable feeling that if Shane had his way, he would be making more documentaries like this all of the fucking time. And the only reason these exist is because he's looking to have a bit of fun with it. Now, let me just point out that these are only my opinions, and don't take them with anything more than a grain of salt. But Shane, you're going out and accusing someone of being a sociopath is pretty dumb. I mean, seriously dumb. And the reason it's dumb is because you clearly know what you're doing. You're not an idiot. Or if you are, then you're very fucking good at hiding it. But also, the only thing that really seems to be working for you is that you're aware you're an idiot, and no one really seems to give a flying fuck. Now, you have content, but it's the most boring and uninspired shit I've ever seen. You literally seem to be seeking out drama. And by the way, no, this isn't a roast video. The point in case right now is that, again, this guy seems like the most unoriginal piece of shit to ever bless the platform. Bearing in mind, even if Jake Paul is doing random pranks and stuff, yeah, no, you don't inspire anyone. I'm sorry. Now, bearing in mind the guy's probably a lot more different at conventions, I am quite convinced you are addicted to drama. You're more addicted to drama than fucking Keemstar. And that is saying something. Bearing in mind that Keemstar has never really openly criticised it, but maybe he doesn't want to, maybe he likes it, or maybe he finds it interesting as well. Now, I don't see many people having that kind of opinion or perspective. In fact, if anything, I find them having the complete opposite. And the reason for that is that because nothing really seems to be inspiring. There's very little evidence supported in the clips I've seen to prove that Jake is a sociopath. And even better, no one really seems to be trying to prove it. There do seem to be people who agree, probably some Shane Dawson fanboys. But do I care? Haha, nope. The only thing I care about now is that Shane is quite clearly a money whore who is using this for views and to pay his rent because he's clearly hit rock bottom. I can't say anything because I'm not monetized and I'm currently working in a fast food restaurant, but that is besides the point. At least I'm not trying to go around making the allegation that someone is something that they're not. Jake may be fake and he may be cringy, and he certainly is that, but also he is not a sociopath. You have presented zero evidence And to be fair, if there had been any evidence, you'd have shown it in the first fucking episode that he's a sociopath, but you have none. So, yeah, that's something. Also, you know that thing I was saying about a deep, dark secret that you're probably hiding some sort of criminal record? You're probably more sociopathic than Jake. Jake is cringy, yes. Jake is sometimes not the best authority figure for young kids to be watching on YouTube, but there's a reason he is successful, and that reason, put simply, is because he is just out there to provide entertainment. You thinking that there are all of these bollocks of conspiracy theories? Seriously, you're fucking dumb. You literally are trying to hype a dead trend that no one is in the slightest caring about. Also, because the reason you're doing that is because you're not going to get any more views from anything. Now, bear in mind, realistically, that you can say anything you want to me. I don't care. You can accuse me of being a sociopath. People who don't even like Jake Paul are defending him, overtaking your side. How? I'm sorry, but you don't seem to be providing me anything in terms of inspiration to say, oh, Jake's a sociopath. Because if he was, you'd have given that in the first fucking episode of this little documentary, which, by the way, looks like it's been filmed on an iPhone 1. The quality is shit. Point and case aside, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, sure, whatever. I personally couldn't care less, but if people do, great, good for them. I'm glad they do, but seriously, Shane, Dawson, just fuck off, please. Or if you're gonna make content, try and give us something a bit more fucking original. Peace out.